Okay, so yeah, I don't know why Misha's right here calling me He-chan, but am I sleeping? But anyway, this segment will be all on about a brief history of time. I have no idea what time means other than the fact that it has something to do with the UK. But anyway, let's check out what Misha wants from me here. Alright, let's go. Go away! Oh, He-chan! Leave me alone! Come on, He-chan! Let me sleep. After 2 nights of not being able to sleep at all, the last thing I want is to be woken when I finally manage to. But have you ever thought that, isn't it strange that someone's actually asking you, calling you, unless you're actually in the classroom? But oh yeah, it is okay. It may be the last period of class with a textbook as my pillow, but I'll take whatever sleep I can get by this point. So too much hangover for you, huh, Hisao? After that boost. Shi-chan, even Shi-chan wants you to get up. I don't care what Shizune wants. Leave me alone. Jeez, Shi-chan, I'll just have to wait. What you gonna do? Wait, Misha's going to... You don't tell me she's going to tickle me? You? This is bad. I'm up. You don't have to... Oh. I can feel my face flowering into a scarlet red blush. The students still in class are sitting bolt upright and staring at the shouting fool who was sleeping just moments before. Damn it! I let my head smack back down on the table with a noticeable thud. Misha's trademark uncontrolled laughter reverberates through the classroom. As I turn my mournful eyes to the bespectacled Shizune beside her, she carefully adjusts her glasses, desperately trying to maintain a look of serious disapproval. Narrowing my eyes, I can see the badly hidden grin spreading across her face. To Shizune, what? Why are you suddenly speaking alien language, Hisao? Shizune looks away quickly as she crosses her arms tightly, barely on the edge of her control. Misha's laughter doubles in volume as she glances at Shizune. All I can do is drag my hand down my face in resignation. You too. I wonder how Shizune's arc is going to be, with these two always, at my end, pissing, annoying me and all that, Who was the one who slept in class, Shi-chan? Yeah, it was me. But Shi-chan was having fit trying to wake you up, weren't you? I move my eyes back to the standoffish Shizune, who, with a single half of confirmation, returns to looking away with her arms crossed. Why was Shizune trying to wake me up? Well, she's the student council president, the class chairperson, so... Shi-chan wanted to give you the handouts the substitute teacher gave out while Hi-chan was sleeping. Handouts? Whoa, okay, that's some very blurry handout. Yeah, full of Japanese words, yeah. I suddenly find 2 sheets of paper thrust down in front of my face. Following the hand holding them, I see the still pouting figure looking down at me with a distinct scowl. I guess I really am in the wrong here. I'm sorry about that. No dice. Her irritated face still holds. I clasp my hands together and flick my head downwards in apology. Very, very sorry. I'm sorry. She huffs and simply drops the papers on the desk. Damn. I look up over my hands to see Shizune and Misha signing frantically to each other. A look of frustration on Shizune's face. Okay. It looks to be less of a dialogue and more of a tirade, punctuated with sidelong glances at me. To say it's unsettling is an understatement. The two suddenly stop signing and look at me in unison, both having exactly the same look of disapproval. Which then, makes me think whether Misha has her own personality. I mean, there are some times when Misha does, show her own personality, but most of the time it's just Misha, showing Shizune's personality instead. So, yeah. In one fluid motion, Misha's hand suddenly extends high above me and comes rocketing down. What? Before I can even hope to react, my head is sent bouncing up and down like a jack in the box. What are they trying to do? Are they trying to like shake my head up and down? I quickly bring my hands to my head, more out of reflex than actual pain. Ow! What was that for? Not funny. It's not funny, you two. I open my eyes to see the two grinning at each other while exchanging an enthusiastic thumbs up.
Shi-chan says she forgives you now, Hi-chan.
After hitting me? Okay. Could you forgive me with a little less force next time? I look at the two with a blank face. Misha and Shizune 1, Hisao 0. What, you think this is a football soccer match?
Oh, Shi-chan also says that you should check your student mail more often.
Student mail? Oh, again, is that letter we've seen before in the previous routes. And here we go again. She produces a bright yellow envelope and hands it over with an exuberant grin. Except that I know that in Amy's route, Misha knocked on the door. Then I think did she manage to give Hisao the letter at his room in Amy's room? I think so. Can't remember, but I know Hanako's room. Yes, she gave the letter in the class. Actually, Misha had knocked the door many times, right? But because Hisao was knocked out from the hangover, but now he's okay over here in class. Give the letter to Hisao. All right. Strange. Who could have written me a letter? Now is not the time. And most definitely not the place to find out though. Giving up on the nap so cruelly stolen from me, I rub my forehead and slowly get up, putting the sheets and envelope in my bag before swinging it over my shoulder. I take a step back and move to depart with a small bow, while Misha clutches her sides laughing and Shizune nods back in a curt farewell. Alright, I join the flow of students exiting the open door and turn the corner into the hallway. Oh, Hanako? Only to end up face to face with Hanako. Oh, hey Hanako. What's wrong?
Good afternoon, Hisao.
Silence falls between us as busily chatting students pass us by. She's fidgeting constantly, her eyes drawn to her rather unremarkable footwear. I take the bridge of my nose in my fingers while I blink my eyes heavily in an attempt to make things seem clearer. I'm barely staying awake as it is. Hanako, you want to say something. What is it?
I wanted to give you this.
Oh? Give me something? She holds out a small rectangular piece of paper. I blink again to make out the text through barely open eyes, slowly starting to make out what's written. What is it? From Lilly? What? Is this a recipe? Eggs times 2, bread loaf times 1, whole grain cereal times 1, and thyme times 1. Wait. Is this from Lilly? Is Lilly going to cook or something? I don't think it's Hanako though. A shopping list? Yeah, a shopping list too. I look upwards, raising an eyebrow.
I usually go shopping with Lilly, but I can't, so...
Oh, so you want me to go with Lilly to go shopping? Okay. You want me to run errands for you?
It's okay if you don't want to. I just thought that maybe,
She's panicking. I sigh. Yet another battle lost, though this time by the weakly fought surrender. I smile tiredly and rest a hand on her head to calm her down. It's fine. I was going to go anyway. Just the stuff on this list. She nods, then bows deeply twice, as if to make her gratitude perfectly clear.
We were going to meet outside the school gates at 6. Thank you. I was going to get it, but I need to study for the test tomorrow.
Oh. 6. Okay. Test? Ah, that's right, science. How you doing with it? She brightens ever so slightly.
I've been spending more time on it than before. I think I can do okay.
Good work then. She too starts smiling, and much more earnestly than me at that. Actually, I wonder if this is actually Hanako's plan all along. That even though there's a test tomorrow, she's actually purposely giving me the shopping list so that I can go shopping with Lilly, you know. No, but I don't think so. I think Hanako is earnestly, not able to make it, you know. I have full confidence that I can do just fine in it without any extra studying. But the fact that she's putting in the effort instead of just reading in the library is heartening. I'll grab your stuff and take it to your dorm in the evening. See ya. With a small wave, we part ways. I'll go do my homework before meeting Lilly. I should be able to take care of it in time. Alright, so 6 in the evening, we're going shopping. Wrangling with a particularly complicated math problem has caused me to be a little bit late for my meeting with Lilly. Only a couple of minutes, but enough to make me step smartly out into the courtyard and to the school gate. I make a right turn and start my way towards the small town below, leaving a few students turning the other way to the bus station. I slip my right hand into my pocket as I walk in the orange sunlight of dusk. Thankfully, the sweltering summer heat started to die down, making way for a pleasant cool breeze. When I stretch my hands high above my head, a familiar figure takes form, cane in her right hand. Ah, Lilly! She stops and turns around, swiveling her head slightly to try and work out exactly where the voice came from. Hey, it's me. I quickly catch up to her, coming in beside her and matching her slow pace as we resume walking.
Good afternoon, Hisao.
Although it's already evening though. Hi there. Wow, this sky is nice. I glance up at the sky. A distinct tinge of orange discolors the clouds, washing the footpath in its light. Long shadows from the trees fall across the white road down the hill.
So, Hisao, what brings you here?
Well, as a substitute for Hanako. Just going to town to grab some groceries. Hanako sent me.
Hanako sent you?
Yeah, said she needed to study for a test tomorrow. I was going to come down anyway, so I'll just buy her stuff as well. Unspoken is that Lilly really could use some help to get food, but it's an obvious fact that neither of us needs to stay there.
It's good to hear she's studying for it.
I thought the same thing when she asked me to come with you. We continue walking down the street, the familiar sound of her cane echoing through the air as we go. Except for the occasional passing car and the leaves whispering in the branches, there's a blissful silence. Not that, well, actually leaves aren't that disturbing, so anyway. Thank God I can finally relax for the first time today. I glance over at Lilly. That porcelain face of hers never seemed to lack that air of relaxed confidence. I guess the same could be said of her personality too, and you notice that we are going in closer and closer to Lilly. What are you trying to do, Hisao? Are you trying to sneak a kiss there? We're going closer, you see the camera zooming in. As she silently walks, her face remaining pointed to the street ahead of her. I look ahead and savor the cool air blowing over my face. This is probably the calmest moment I've had since the about-face my life took so recently. To have it while walking to get some groceries. What a weird life. I feel the crumpled up note rubbing against my hand in my pocket. pull it out to check its contents. Let's see here. Eggs, bread, cereal, thyme, lettuce, shaved ham. That sounds like quite a bit to carry back along with your own. Don't worry, Hisao's a man. He can carry loads of stuff. Yeah, just how much does this girl eat anyway? My mind suddenly clicks that yes, there actually is a person beside me. Wait, I mean... She laughs wholeheartedly. Very Hisao. Her giggles punctuate her words, though she's making little effort to suppress them. Quite direct today, aren't we? Yeah, you got me there. Still, it is quite a bit. Usually I go shopping with Hanako, so I know what she buys. It's the same thing every week. Ah, she a good cook? She gives a nervous giggle. It's usually me who ends up cooking. I used to do so for Akira, so it's no problem doing it for Hanako as well. Yeah, I kind of guessed it was Lilly doing the cooking. Well, who says a blind person can't cook, you know? Yeah, you just need, you know, blindness doesn't matter really, it doesn't. You can cook, but no buts, Hisao. A short hum with an amused lilt emanates from beside her. I wonder if the fact that she seems amused by my comments so often is actually genuine, or rather just from a one to make me more comfortable in addressing her blindness. There are ways around it. Some meals are more difficult to cook than others because of being unable to see what I'm doing, but usually only takes a little more time. Fingers can double as very useful measurement tools, for example. Yep, that's true. Yep, fingers. It makes sense, but you have to be pretty careful not to hurt herself. I wonder how many times that's happened, given that it sounds like she's cooked alone for possibly years, while Akira worked and her parents were gone. With that, the conversation trails off. Compared to the awkward silences of Hanako, Lilly seems genuinely content to say what she thinks and stays quiet when there's nothing to say. The sleek road under my feet is bathed in an orange glow, the occasional fallen leaf crunching underfoot as we walk. I let out a deep yawn, my lack of sleep coming back to haunt me. Did you not get much sleep last night? I couldn't sleep at all for the last 2 nights. Oh, sorry there. Probably insomnia. Lilly's face suddenly becomes worried. It feels like a personal failure every time she gets worried about my well-being, even if it's genuinely nice to know someone cares. You have insomnia? Aren't you going to see the nurse about it? Nah, no real need. It's happened before a few times. My meds screw with my sleeping occasionally. I'm sorry. Don't worry about it. Come on, it's not your fault. At least I shouldn't have any trouble getting to sleep tonight. You do worry me sometimes. I worry you? I reach around and scratch the back of my neck. I kinda want to address this. Hey Lilly. I don't mean to sound weird, but please try to forget about my heart condition. Why do you say such a thing though, Hisao? Like, that's not something you should say, really. She looks kind of lost. I hardly blame her. I guess what I'm trying to get at is, just don't treat me differently because of it. She's kind of embarrassing. Blushing right now. She bows her head slightly, her white cheeks reddening almost imperceptibly. It's only natural to worry about those around you. Well, it's still nice to know there's someone like that out there. It may be somewhat embarrassing to say, but it's the truth. Lilly takes a breath to regain her composure and manages a gentle smile, though her cheeks remain flushed. The final downhill walk to the store passes in silence. Welcome! I suppose I'll get my stuff first, and Hanako's on the second round.
I grabbed 2 well-worn red baskets from the stack beside the entrance and passed one to Lilly. Okay, just as she did before, she lays it on the ground and slides her retracted cane between the basket's handles before picking it back up with her right hand. When she takes hold of my arm in her own, I'm surprised at just how fast this kind of casual contact became so natural, mostly due to necessity, no doubt. Shall we? Sure. While we navigate around the store, the odd person occasionally passing us pays us no heed at all. It's nice, compared to the stares and whispers around the city. As we reach each ISA, I quickly check with Lilly what she needs and grabs it along with what I want, putting our items into the respective baskets. It's an odd feeling to be dependent on so much for something so basic as shopping. Hanako will be practically a necessity for her to pick out what she wants after all. Right, I'm pretty much done with both my stuff and Hanako's. You needing anything else, Lilly?
No, this should be enough.
Or rather everything. Off we go then. Oddly, there's a queue a mile long. Considering the store's only large enough to warrant one counter, seems like it'll take a while. Damn. Lilly gives an inquisitive look, unable to see the reason for my complaint. The queue's really long. Looks like we have to wait.
How strange.
Sharing the same mood of resignation, we reluctantly take our place at the end of the line. One person finishes, the line moves up. Another person finishes, the line moves up. By the time we finally reach the head of the line, I'm so close to dozing off that Lilly has to gently pat me on the back for me to move up.
Hisao? Hisao?
Sorry. And ironically speaking, I'm actually also very sleepy right now. But I'm still hanging on, so don't worry guys, I'm still hanging on. She gives a short sigh of consternation as I move up, getting the groceries for Hanako and me put into separate bags.
Thank you, please come again.
Oh yeah, it's already night, alright. By the time we emerge from the store, Lilly's holding a single bag, while I struggle to carry 4, both hands well and truly full. It's a lot of work, but thankfully the items in them are light. Even without looking skyward, it's obvious that a surprising amount of time's passed, the road outside being dark and lit by street lamps. Once Lilly retrieves a cane, we set out back to the dormitories the way we came, leaving the welcoming warm glow of the store. Oh. Despite the road being empty of cars, the full bags abundantly make up for the lack of noise, constantly clunking and squeaking together.
My, Hisao, it's good to find that you're eating well.
I'm a growing guy after all. I need to eat all I can. I need to be strong, muscular, build my strong bones, all that stuff.
You must be nice being a man.
What? Seemingly not noticing or ignoring my surprise at the completely out of left field comment, she continues on without missing a beat.
It doesn't really bother you when eating, most of the time.
I get what you mean. Women tend to worry about stuff like that more than we do, I guess. Yeah, kind of true.
Exactly. It makes me somewhat envious, to be honest.
Well, it's not like we can outright ignore it. With an affirmative nod, we'll continue on our walk. Ah, that's right.
What is it?
Hanako mentioned your birthday was earlier this year. Do anything special for it? She gives a long pause, lost in thought for a few seconds as she recalls the event.
Not really. It was just Hanako and me having a little party during the night after school.
Your birthday is supposed to be a big event, you know. Sounds like a pretty lonely way to spend a birthday. Just her and Hanako staying overnight. Birthdays always felt like a family occasion for me. They were a time when, in spite of their full-time jobs, both my parents would make an effort to be there for the day, or at least for a party beforehand. It reminds me of how Lilly mentioned she hadn't seen her family in such a long time, and even ended up moving away from Akira's house afterwards. But I guess it's the same in situations as mundane as this. Considering her inability to read the packaging, just getting groceries would be a pain without someone else around. In the end, she just has Hanako and me, and Akira when she's off from work. Be that as it may, she still seems to have many more distant friends among the students, not to mention people like her Yuko. It seems to be her own choice that there's such a separation between those who are close to her and those who she only socializes with. It kind of reminds me of Amy also, because Amy tends to talk to a lot of people, but she's only like really close to a few people. Yeah, like not many close friends. Yeah. It humbles me a little to see how much Lilly seems to have her life set up and going just as she wants. Yet Hanako is there for her to celebrate her birthday, and I'm here helping her with shopping. It's a weird kind of symbiosis, I suppose. Are you alright, Hisao? Sorry? You just seem to go very quiet, that's all. Oh, don't worry about me, I'm just deep in thought. Sorry, I was just thinking. Oh? Now I've piqued her curiosity. It feels kind of overly personal to talk about though. Oh man. I don't think this option is tough though. Let me just say first, just in case. But alright, so we have finally come to the very first choice of Lilly's route. And this one I think should be very obvious. I mean, if you want to get closer to a girl, obviously you have to open up, right? And no, I don't think it's overly personal, especially if this is the girl that you want to be close with, you know. So obviously you tell the truth. There's no way I'm gonna avoid the subject. So yeah. It was just kind of... I was thinking about how you seem to have everything so sorted out, even with Hanako relying on you. I can admit that even I kind of relied on you when I first transferred in. I think it's a good quality to have. I turned to Lilly, surveying her reaction. She's forcing herself to look forward and furrowing her brow quite a bit. Her face looks a bit awkward, as if she was trying to find just the right words. Lilly? I would thank you, but assuming that I don't rely on the presence of others is too much, you'd be wrong to think that Hanako simply depends on me with nothing in return. Okay, let me see. Assuming that I don't rely on the presence. Okay, yeah, that's kind of true. She seems to have a bit of trouble saying it, even though it's largely what I had thought really. If she's tried so hard to maintain her independence, as anyone would have had to in her position, cited or not, maybe she finds it hard to talk about her own needs. It's only now that I realize an omission in what she says though. I decide to follow it up, largely in jest, to avoid things getting too personal. Oh, and what about me? She suddenly runs ahead of me and turns, blocking me off. With a smile, she holds her hands behind her as she leans forward. Another kiss? You're different. And with that, she turns back and continues to walk ahead of me, her newfound spring in her step. Kind of cute there. And look at her smile right there. there's a kind of smirk or something at the mouth. All I can do is raise an eyebrow and give a dazed grin. I don't think I've ever seen this playful and teasing side of her before. So, I'm different. It's hard to work out the exact context, but knowing her, this ambiguity was intended. But we'll find out how different we are soon enough. Our relationship has been changing, at the very least simply because I've begun to stand on my own feet more and started getting more curious about the situation of those around me. As to why, probably a mix of personal curiosity and a want to try and work out how to deal with my situation. I'm less sure of Lilly though. That's why her own statement, so similar to my own feelings towards her, throws me off so much. Watching her make her way up the street, cane tapping from left to right, I decide to settle the matter later and just smile. This is a nice side to her, and I don't want to forget it. Actually, come to think of it, we were like, okay, going with Lilly to go shopping, but what about that letter? I think probably that letter, Hisao will read it later. Yeah. Eventually, we get to the girls' dormitories, both my arms aching from the weight of 2 sets of groceries. We're finally here. Phew. I bend down to wipe my forehead with the back of my hand. Lilly stops in front of her door and sets down her bag, fishing around in her pocket for the key. Thank you, Hisao. I really appreciate your help. Ah, this is nothing. It might be nothing to you, but it's definitely something for me. Okay. And with that, she steps through her door, closing it behind her. I blink. Those were nothing but honest thanks, but I can't help feeling something different about them. Anyway, I have something else to do before I can mount that at my leisure. Alright, so we're going to open that letter. Oh, actually, not yet. I turn back to the door to Hanako's room and proceed to knock twice in quick succession, the bag still in my hand rustling together. Oh, Hanako hasn't changed her pajamas yet. Okay. After a couple of seconds, the door slowly opens. If one weren't looking closely, they could be forgiven for thinking it hadn't moved at all. I twist my head to the side to try and peer through the tiny sliver of a gap between the door and the door frame. Hey Hanako, I've got your stuff. Ah. With that, she opens the door completely, making her plain room visible over her shoulder. Sparsely decorated, it's probably even more unremarkable than my room. I hold out my right arm, both bags almost pulling it straight back down with their weight. Thank you, Hisao. I'm sorry to make you carry them all the way. It's fine, don't worry. Just don't make me do it every day, okay? I pass the bags to her as I give her a light-hearted chuckle. After the initial transfer of weight, she manages to take them easily. I'll be off then. Night, Hanako. Good night. See you in class tomorrow. With a deep bow, her groceries still held in both hands, she steps back and shuts the door. Making my way back to my own dorm, I put one bag into my other hand to balance them out. Even as I do so, I can't get Lilly's light-hearted smile out of my mind. When I had first met her, it would have been nearly impossible to imagine her like that. Well, she's definitely opening up to you, that's for sure. Indeed, it feels like we've become closer in the past few weeks since I first got to know both her and Hanako. The time that I spend with her each day, the small exchanges of happiness we share, those small moments of joy as I get closer to her. I'm far from certain, but I don't think these are just the normal feelings of friendship. Once I return to my room, I store away my groceries and begin getting ready for the night. Oh yes, and here we go. Before the episode ends, we just got to look at the letter, yes. I swapped the school books in my bag for those I'll need tomorrow, pulling out the yellow envelope Misha gave me earlier in the process. I got so sidetracked by one thing after another that I couldn't deal with it earlier. Who could have written me, I wonder? The name neatly adorning the back of the envelope freezes me in my tracks. It's been so long since I've seen her writing. There's little chance I could have identified it as hers otherwise. Iwanako. Yes. Why should she have written me? I can't think of any good reason for her to do this. I almost don't open the letter, but there will be little point to that. If I just left it alone, its mere existence would gnaw at me until I did something about it. Alright. I look down at a piece of paper on my desk. Its bright and summery decoration beaming happily at me. The lettering is in pink, jarring badly with the yellow sunflower border on the card. The handwriting is neat, the characters having been written thoughtfully and with an unusual amount of care. I had barely given the letter a second thought when it was given to me, but now I can't get its contents out of my mind. While I like to say that I don't know why she used such an old-fashioned method of communication, considering a phone call or an email would be both much faster and easier, the answer feels obvious enough to given the content. A letter leaves a comfortable distance between the sender and the recipient. Unlike a phone, it isn't required that you engage in conversation, and unlike email, there is less expectation of an immediate reply. Statements such as the third year seem to be very anxious about the final exams, and it's so weird to think we are already seniors, isn't it? Are just small talk. Small talk that could have been achieved by simply replying to any of the messages I sent her while in hospital. The ending, though, is the true reason she sent this. The last couple of lines, added almost as an afterthought. I wonder if we will meet again. Perhaps it's for the best that we don't. It's a statement that should hurt. I've always heard breakups are nasty stuff, but it feels like this is simply a reaffirmation of what we both already knew instead. It's the preceding text, no more than the small talk, that makes me feel most uneasy. I can't figure out why, no matter how long I sit here and look down at this bright and summary piece of paper. If you'd like to correspond with me, by all means write me back. It's plainly obvious that this is not the type of letter to be replied to. In the end, this letter is no more than a simple abdication of responsibility. A final statement to reassure herself that our relationship is over. Yeah, as such, I find I have little problem in scrunching the letter and envelope into a ball and tossing it into the waste bin, ridding myself of its existence. So, alright. I go to bed with mixed feelings, cheated of a pleasant evening by this intruder from the past. So let's just maybe compare a little bit, like between it, how Hisao handles this letter in Amy's route, Hanako's route, and Lilly's route. So in Amy's route, what I remember was that Hisao, he read the letter halfway before he crushed it. He didn't read the ending. Right, in Hanako's route, he did read the whole letter in full, and he went to a park to do that. But I don't think he actually crushed it and threw it away. He just, after reading it, he just kept it, and then just leave it in the dust, but he didn't crush it. He didn't throw it away. So in Lilly's route, we see that he did read the letter through, but he didn't really care about it. So he just crush it. Okay, throw away. So. Yeah, that's so. It would be curious to see how he handles Iwana's letter, in Shizune and Rin's route. Yeah. Ironically, it takes a while before I can manage to sleep. Alright, so finally we have reached the end of this segment, and we're moving on